morning, folks. Been a little while. It is 2:44. a.m. Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018. Made it, 2018. To everyone, I want to say, happy belated New Year. This year, is what we've been waiting on. Literally, Lily and I, the better half of what I am, not this body, what I am inside, since the very first life I ever had. That was us. That was, well, a minute. I believe that's in here. I can't remember a number like that. Okay, wrong thing, Jay. That was 100,400,000 plus years ago, the way we measure Earth here on Earth, and measure time here on Earth. We've been waiting a little longer than that for this to happen. That's why I'm here. It's also why I'm leaving this year. Sooner the better, but earlier. I've been waiting to leave for years. I need to come do some things, and I have. I have to finish this third book, and I have to take care of leaving Deanna properly. Then I expect soon, having done that, I'll be gone. Now, I'm not going to have to take myself out. It's just time to go home. I'm totally sick. And it's not sick like cool, that's sick. This video is not about me. It's about you. Everything I do is about you. The products we have on the website are sold. Or we have. They're Deanna's. I make the spheres and stuff. She makes them too, but and she makes all the necklaces and stuff. I had to stop doing consults, which was a good bit of money coming into her, but there's still other people. When I cut, there's still other people being taken care of and receiving consults. I can't just stop doing something I've been doing for years, all of a sudden, without any warning, without any heads up. And then when people want or need a consult, then, feel they need one, excuse me, and not give it to them. Not going to do that. Every time I thought I was coming close to leaving, I'd say so, whether I was going to or not. When I knew it was a possibility, I'd shut down. Why? Because, well, there was one world-famous psychic. She's really cool. Love her. She's awesome now. A really neat, incredible soul. Some people might not think so. That's okay. You look at the body and you make those decisions. I see a lot farther than a body. I see what's inside. Everyone else can too if they want to. Excuse me, I've been teaching you how to do that for years. For free. I have over 500 videos on YouTube. Well over. There's a lot of information there. Anyway. She was backed up, last I heard, a couple of years. Her consults were between $700 and $1,500 a piece. That's a psychic reading, is the way they put it. It was a metaphysical consultation. A lot of people prepaid for a couple of years, whatever, over a year. And then she died. Excuse me, that never would have been the case with me. If it seems a little foggy and it gets better, it's because I lit some sage. My lung disease doesn't like it, but I enjoy the smell. It's a little bit calming. My energy's coming out all over the place, and it just helps settle things down. I've talked about sage. I've talked about talking to your spirit guides. I've talked about almost everything there is. There's some information I've never talked about that you're going to find in book 3, my last book of the creation series. Book number 1 is how it all started. Where'd you come from? Where'd this God thing come from? Was it a God? What's God? Something magical, mystical, that loves us and made hell to abuse us and torture us forever. It's all forgiving, but made hell to frack with us. Come on. Religions make no sense. Not when you relax and just look at them. How do you wake up? I've been talking about this for years. All the tools you need are located at thespiritualfoundation.com. No, this is not a commercial. This is information for those of you who want to actually become who you are, who want to wake up and start using your abilities. They're not gifts. Certain people weren't selected to do this and to do that. But having said that, some people were put in bodies where the metaphysical barrier between both sides of the head, the left side and the right side, where that was thin, so that they'd be communicating more with each other and help you. That helps you wake up, see more things, do more things, understand more. Plus, you have to apply yourself when you're becoming yourself. Now, excuse me. When you go to what you do with your time is your business, as long as you're not hurting someone or something. Shouldn't it be? I've never said follow me. I've said listen to me. If you want to, no one's tying you down, but if you want, listen to me, listen to what I have to say, and you're going to find out. I'm going to help you find yourself. The videos are free. Consultations, well, energy work, come on, I can do stuff that no one's ever been able to do. And there's other people here, there's other beings, spirit beings, that come from myself and Lily, plus other parts of Lily and even other parts of myself that are in body. And I cranked them all up, made them stronger when this body's dead, and I'm finally free, just months away from now. 1, 2, 4, 5, don't know, don't care. When I'm gone, everyone else coming out, I'll take care of him as myself, not what little of me is stuck in this damn overflowing water balloon of a human body. They're moving this forward. All of you are moving this forward yourself. I give you the information you need to become yourself. There's no Church of Jay. I want no one to follow me. I want all of you to wake up and follow what you feel you need to do. I want you to follow yourself. Those of you that have been listening to me for a long time, and those of you that know me, I live. I prove through my life that that's who I am. That's all I've left for you to see. Somebody can take something and try and twist it any way they want. I don't care. That doesn't matter. A lot of people that have done that have backed away, actually said, you know what, I thought this guy was a nut, but I don't know. You know, as much as I don't like the guy, some things he says make sense. I'm more concerned with you liking yourself than you are me. That does not mean because I don't care about you. I care about everything. I was made in the very beginning to do everything I could to serve and protect everything, including the original first being male and female, what people call him God. That just was abusive, sick, and they're now dead. You're welcome. Well, Jay's arrogant. He killed God, he says. I don't know. I go to church. I still see churches. I think there's God. No, there's never been a God. His original first being male and female that had real serious issues and gave you the creation we have. These physical bodies, folks, are leaving. Doesn't mean in your life, this lifetime. There's no planet that has life on it that lasts 2,000 years, and you don't want that. I want to live forever. No, you don't. You might think that, but no, you don't. Not when you're your regular self, true self. Your quality of life as you get older goes downhill. And the bodies don't belong to you. You're inside it. It's a vehicle you're driving. As of the 22nd or 24th of this month, there will be no living being anywhere with a dual spirit core anymore. The Kundalini, the energy will be going up and down, but it's just going to be one spirit in there. It's going to be you. Why? Because I'm going to do it. I've been doing it. I've been doing stuff for years. People say, oh, you know, this guy's full of crap. He's full of shit. He is. This guy's a nut. He thinks he's God. No. No such thing as God, number one. Number two, I don't want praise. People say thank you. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm not going to yell at somebody for that, but it's, please don't, I mean, it's a nice thing for you to say, and I appreciate it, okay? But it's like, there's no need to say it. All I want to do is what I was made to do. And I've changed my format a little bit over the last almost 2 quadrillion years. But I'm still me. I'm still what I was made to do, serve and protect. It just got to the point with the original first being that split itself into male and female before it did anything. First thing it did, because it was lonely. And yes, I'm going somewhere with all this. But anyway. Excuse me. People, when I first started seeing things, knowing things for people, a lot of people I'd meet say, you're nuts. And I said, okay. And then they say, you know, all of a sudden it happens. They say, you're full of crap. I look at them. I said, man, you got a lot of lower frequencies in you. And then they'd smile. And then they get a smile like, I'm messing with his head. No, you're not. When you first wake up, it's difficult to have faith in yourself. But over time, that pans away. It goes away for the most part. Every once in a while, there'll be a question in your head. It all depends on what on the other side is going in your head and messing with you. The most prevalent type of spirit there is soul. Totally awesome stuff. They do not have the power level of essence, and nothing has a power level of source. When you get to Lily and Arae, pieces of Lily and Arae, especially the primary focal points, nothing has our power. Lily's primary focal points have had over 8 trillion lives. I've had over 10.846 trillion lives. I was made stronger than anything else in the very beginning. Second strongest thing was Lily. And through having all these lives, we've done nothing but become more powerful. But most of what we are, what helps us, is the understanding. And what we understand better than anything else is that this is wrong. Your daily life is wrong. The way these physical bodies are wrong. Physical bodies demand physical mass consumption in order to maintain the physical body. There's people in Fae that are going to be here about 2080, 2084. They're going to start coming out around, showing their bodies, making bodies. It's not that far from now. 60 years, I might not still be alive. But what about everyone else? What about, where everything's going? You think you're ever going to be in a body again? Chances are really good they are, especially if you're listening to me. People that don't care about being in a body, people, blah, 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 they have that attitude, they're not going back in a body, period. Everything's changing. On the other side, it's already changing. It's already been changed on the other side, but the way the other side runs these lives, and they do, that's changing. The other side is doing things to change things that are happening here. A lot of it happens through the field since 2013. The field, actually, it's earlier, but whatever, since 2013. The source field everywhere has literally been part of me that's outside of the body. It's what's killing this body. It's maintaining a certain rate of death, this destruction of the body. And that tells the idiots on the other side, he's coming. He's coming out. Don't be stupid. And they always are. Like I was saying, I've been killing spirit since, I don't know, 2011. I don't know for sure. Don't really care. It's not boasting. It's nothing I'm happy about. If I could have been as strong when all this started, when the original first being male and female, this God character was still alive, I could have killed it a lot quicker. So here we go back to my talking sometimes takes loops. But the whole time I'm doing this, you're getting information that's important to you, whether you know it or not, or whether you like it or not. And I'm not talking down to anybody. I don't do that. Everything is on an equal field. If you don't have a flat foundation, you can't build nothing. Okay? A dump truck can do what a Ferrari can. A Ferrari can do what a dump truck can't. Neither one's better than the other, except more it's suited to perform a certain function. All life is like that too. When you exist, you have equality within creation and equal voice, equal rights. If you don't have that, you have masters and slaves, and I don't go there. Nothing's been a slave as many times as I've been. One of my lives, I led a revolt with a bunch of other slaves. A bloody one. Anyway. So, a lot of people say, can listen to this video, who is this nut? And some of them who have strong heart, they're going to feel the truth. I'm tired. My whole body's getting like a water balloon. My legs are like one straight shot of skin-filled water balloon. It's called cirrhosis of the liver. It's maxed out. My lung disease, both the COPD and the chronic lower lung infections, they're the number 3 and 4 cause of death. They're just about maxed out. And I refuse to take oxygen. I've had to take heart medicine, strong stuff, to finish the book. I had a few heart attacks, and then I had a 14-hour tachycardia episode. That's where the heart beats real fast, and I was warned. Gaia, spirit of this earth, this planet called Earth, this earth is her body. She said, hey, take it, please. She and Gabriel, the planetary essence that was in the planet Gabriel. First planet ever had before the souls were created. Souls created in 5 waves. But anyway, she's some of her material is inside the stone called Essonite. And star Essonite is the original first star. That's also Gaira's counterpart, her spirit mate, universal essence spirit mate. Planet's female, stars male. That's something I haven't let loose of, but a lot of people can feel. That's what's in star Essonite plus Gaia. That's why the stone's energy is so strong. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm trying to hurry. When you look in people's eyes, my eyes all puffy and everything else, and I'm turning into a water balloon, a human water balloon. I can't help it. But anyway, look in a person's eyes. Look straight in their eyes. What do you see? That's who they are. Wow. Can't hardly keep my eyes open. They're dry. My whole body's drying up. The water goes in. The liver just drops it. Doesn't control anything. Anyway, some people might have thought I was being morbid when I made a couple of videos recently about dying properly. What I meant by that was understand when the body dies, you don't. Let go of it. Go home. Be yourself again. That's the most important thing I want people to understand that are, leaving their bodies. Somebody's so worried. I don't want to go to hell. I want to go to heaven. I want to be with God and the angels. The angels have been fracking you all your lives. Every one of them. Controlling you. When you broke your arm, that was them. They made sure it happened. So when it was time for you to stay alive, they kept you alive. Praise God. Yeah, no, I don't think so. If anything is worth your praise, it not only wouldn't want it, it wouldn't allow it, because it does not want you to feel like that it's any better than you. Why? Because you care about it. How many people have had parents that did that to them? I hope none. I know there's always a few, but you want to be a good parent? Will you ever have your children bow before they come in the house? Bow when they come up to the table? Bow when they see you? If you really feel, if that's what you want, you suck. So somebody can take that little quip out where I say you suck, and they can mix it up and use it with other stuff. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Back to something I was saying earlier. Gavin, thanks for the mug. It says Karma wears overalls. As soon as I'm out of here, it's exactly what happens. Not this fat, beat up, tired, dying body. What I am inside, I was made to serve everything, and nothing can stop me. Nothing's strong enough. Nothing's able. But anyway, people would say, hey, this guy Jay, he says he sees this and that and everything, but damn, how do you know that? Even the FBI, Homeland Security, when they came to my front door, the guy from the FBI, he was total disbelief. He was cocky as hell. Said, this guy's Fruit Loops, he's a carnival act. But how the hell did he know that shit about me? He said too much stuff that made sense. But yet he refused to let go of that thought process of, this guy's bullshit, but how did he do it? Then I started going into people's brains with my energy and increasing the size of your brain, waking up your abilities, making you stronger. Some healing involved. People said that was crazy. There's not many people, there's only a couple, but they'll get on the internet. It seems like a lot. It's not, though. And they say, this guy's so full of crap. And then over the years, I keep doing it. I prove I can go into you and make a high-tech medical equipment actually show my energy inside your head. I'm here in Duluth, sitting in a chair dying. You can be anywhere. So I've gone out to Saturn. There's a space station out there, and I've gotten the people out there, cranked them up. That's as far as I've gone, because that's as far as I know anybody. Everything moves through the field. It's a field of energy, the source field everywhere. It goes through you. Isn't that weird? What I am right now, I'm literally flowing through you, through your body. Not hanging around, just flowing through you. Part of me that's not in the body. when I would tell you what's wrong with you, what I see inside you and everything, how do you think I know? A lot of people can ask, they talk with the spirit guides. They get good information. I think that's awesome. It's going to continue. It's going to get easier. It's going to get stronger. It's going to be more of it. It's just not how I do it. And I don't have an overinflated ego. I am what I am. I don't dress like this. I don't drive around a beat up 2000 Chevy pickup truck. You can't even open up the passenger door. I don't drive that around because I'm trying to make people think other than what I am. That's just what I am. Overalls is what I am. To finish doing what I want this life and have a decent meal every once in a while. I don't mean a high-end restaurant. Just go somewhere on the border or something. I used to go down to Red Lobster, but I don't go down there anymore. And James, thanks for the gift certificate. I'm going to put that to use. That was very nice, and people sending us wine and stuff. I appreciate it, but just please keep that love in your heart and don't spend the money. We have tons of alcohol over here now. And I'm not being ungrateful. I'm just saying, there's so much stone and stuff in this house you can't even move. I've been doing this on purpose so that as soon as I'm out of this body, and it's coming soon, finally. I've been waiting literally for years. She has enough stuff to make 1,000 spheres, 1,000 necklaces, 2,000 necklaces or more. I don't know. We just ordered some new stuff. Made a large order, many hundreds of dollars anyway, and some very nice stuff. That Deanna doesn't even have 10% of what she has, of what she owns. She doesn't even have 10% of it on the internet. She's going to do that more, but she's answering all these emails and everything else. She can't do all this. No one can. It would take 7 people to run her business properly, to do everything. The star Essenite we put in these spheres, who do you think cracks them? Yeah. Answering emails, cracking stone with a hammer and chisel, building necklaces, taking care of all the animals outside. She helps me a lot. Don't even add doing dishes and cooking and stuff. I mean, come on. I mean, I do help, but I can't do what I need to, and I can't do that much anymore. But that's all right. I won't have to soon. She won't have to deal with that, but I'm sure she's going to want to take a little bit of a break. Some of the money that's been owed to me is about to come in, and that's something that needs to happen before I get out of here. And then once I'm out of here, Deanna's going to pursue it further, and I'm going to make it happen from the other side. There is no God, never has been, never will be, but you have no idea what I am inside. And what I'm about is everything. Like I said, I've left a history of it. You look at money I've spent, things I've done, it's always been for other people. It's been for animals. It's been for everyone and everything. And I'm extremely limited to what I can do because I'm stuck in this body. 2014 and 2015 for Michelle Davis out in South Carolina, last I heard. I'm still seeing her inside the house, but just like before she met me, struggling to keep it. I set her up. She was receiving all the money from my books, my other copyrights, everything. The consultations I did were free. I didn't get a penny out of it. It all went to her. And the reason why, she opened up her company, Open Awareness. That was her company, not mine. Her bank account, my name was not on it. So I did everything I could to help her. She's nasty. She was sore. She no longer is. There's not a bit of that in her. What I put in, I can take out. And she came for Lily and I. Ain't a bit of us in there anymore. Jay can't do stuff like this. Yeah, some people used to say that, and then the one in particular, and then he finally gave up. Said, well, damn, okay, so he can. So what? He still sucks. After you've done something a couple thousand times and more, people kind of say, okay, I guess he can. Anyway, 2014 and 2015, the court system already has the information. The legal system already has the information. Where I've shown I made over $220,000 for Michelle in those 2 years. $41,000 something $100 she actually spent on animals. The rest she kept for herself. Taking her and a daughter, making photo shoots for her daughter, her and a mom, and her mom's cool. The only one I care about in the family. That and the animals. She said she does this and that for the animals, and I went to the water bowl over her house. I said, there's slime on the inside of this water bowl. These are the same water bowls, you're not washing them. She goes, I know how to take care of my animals. No, you don't. Not when I put my finger in there and come out with literal slime on my finger from their saliva that settles to the bottom of the bowl. You're not doing shit. What the hell's the matter with you? She's an animal hoarder. She got all kinds of problems. Anyway. And then she hit me with a $10.99 for $18.5 grand when I produced all that for her for free, every penny. She'd set up the consultations, she'd receive the money. If I went up to the bank and said, I want to know about this bank account, they would have said, who the hell are you? Get out of here before we arrest you. Have you arrested? And she, of course, she said I was on there and all this other stuff, whatever. When she gets it out of the body, she'll be gone, deleted permanently. This sounds aggressive? Well, it is. What she's done is totally wrong. She's going to pay for it. My sister Jill, wow. When the time comes and she leaves her body, she's gone. Things are going to change. Okay? People said I couldn't go into other people's brains and do anything, and then with the help of a friend of mine, Martin Pera, he was in Sweden, I went into his head. But they did put a quantitative electroencephalogram equipment on his head. It's like a cap. It's like a material cap with wires coming off. Measures electromagnetic energy, one of the 5 fields necessary to create sentient energy, which is spirit. That's all in book 1 of the creation series. Anyway, that recorded his brain waves, and then he did it the second time, and I went into his head. And the lady was freaking out. She could feel my energy, just feel it around her. I was here in Duluth. They're in Sweden. But she saw the results. You know, she said, okay, go ahead and go into his head. And the computer and the equipment is just reading all kinds of crazy energy. She's like, what the hell? It's kind of funny. And now there's DNA proof getting ready to be put together, but not until I'm out of here. No one's going to make crap about me. Everything I can do, and I've proven, and I haven't been on primetime media, there's a reason for that. I'm not here for that. It's not going to be allowed to happen. And the things on the other side that have been running people's lives are still messing with you out of stupidity. It used to be out of lower frequencies, negativity, but now it's just out of stupidity. A lot of new spirit was released and created. When Lily and I put our energy together, and then we release a third of our energy, that's the most you can release of our combined energy, and that floats away from us, and it starts becoming little orbs of energy. That's how everything was created by the original first being male and female in the very beginning. And as it goes away, it has your power in it. It has your power level. Even if it doesn't have as big a battery to make more power, it still has your basic power level in it. And it can grow, it will grow to be much stronger. But it doesn't have the history of all your experiences. It's like these bodies, these human bodies from Earth, we have history in our DNA, things that, stick with us. Okay, it's not a lot, but there is some there. Well, that's what happens when you release spirit. Folks, all this stuff is in the books. When you start reading and when you start listening to me, those of you that have been listening to me for a long time, you understand. You already know what I'm talking about. You listen to me long enough, you find out for yourself, by yourself, because you're the one making the decision. I'm just giving you information. You read a book, you receive data. I'm giving you data. Then you take it and you do what you want with it. You can give me the finger, say, Jay, frack you, but you know what? Unless someone's got an issue with me and doesn't care about me and they don't like the fact that about what I say, that never happens. So basically stuff has to be about me before, for there to be an issue. Otherwise, you're dealing with some other problem with yourself. The Bible, the Torah, the Quran, they're all full of shit. They're total bullshit. The only place they have any value is next to the toilet in case you run out of paper. Do I go around cutting them down and beating them up? Well, I said that, but, you don't see me holding a sign, say burn the Bible. Screw it. You do what you want. I just give you facts. Facts prove it. I give you the information, you prove it to yourself, and it'll become your fact. That's how you get your understanding. You take data, you use your abilities, your mind, and then you see how you feel about things. And then you make your own truths. And your truth will change as you learn more. It's normal. When I was talking about, things I've done for people to help them wake up, some of them won't wake up. They didn't at first, but they would say, Jay, you cranked me up a month ago, and I'm sitting here on my couch, and I don't feel any different than I did before. And I looked at him, I saw my energy flowing through him. So this is when I first started doing them. And I looked at him, I said, what the hell's his problem? And I looked at him, I said, he's not, this only happened a couple times, but I looked at this one guy and I said, you're not even using your abilities. I said, wait a minute. And I talked to his spirit guides, and they said, hey, he ain't doing shit. So then I said, well, I just talked to your spirit guides. I said, you're not even using your abilities. You're not trying to see. You're not doing nothing. He goes, no, I'm not. I shouldn't have to. I said, what? It's unreal. I said, look, I can give you a Ferrari and hand you the keys. But don't blame me for you not driving that Ferrari when you won't put the fucking keys in the ignition. You have to use it. You don't sit there and get it. How lazy can you be? And something I was touching on earlier, coffee's gone. Something I was touching on earlier is I'm talking to someone just a minute. Okay, I'm being hammered. She insisted on talking to me. I gotta hurry up and get off the video. Crap. It's gonna take a minute. Anyway, so I told him, I said, look, you gotta just sit down and just do it. Just use it. Go forward with it. A lot of people spend too much time with video equipment. Excuse me. I'm not insinuating nobody should ever use it, but I am telling you that if you want to get anywhere waking up, becoming yourself, and have life, you can't be playing the video all day long. Some people, that's all they want to do. They want to master the videos. They want to be the video master. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. That's all you want out of life. Well, fine. You're not hurting anyone. That's none of my business. If you ever change your mind, here's something to help. But if you want to know how to build a car, how to build an engine, and I give you a book that teaches you how, if you don't open a book, don't ever bitch to me about, you bought the book, how come you can't build the engine? Well, you got to open it up, dimwit. So patience, you have a lot, but sometimes, no, it gets used up quick. So anyway, how many race car drivers, how many professional, how many professional top-notch race car drivers never drove a car, they just played with video games? Zero. People will say, well, I'm afraid of making a mistake. I said, well, how many race car drivers never wrecked? Only someone that just started. So those are not mistakes you're making. They're learning points to move yourself forward to where you can do better for yourself. I've spent the last few years, the last decade of my life, trying to show you that. I've shown you where I've made mistakes, waking up, seeing things. What matters to me is everything other than myself. I don't matter. Am I confident in myself? Yeah. Why shouldn't I be? Doesn't mean I think I'm any better than anything, because I know I'm not. I don't want to be. Lily and I want everything to be good for everybody instead of this crap we've been living in forever. People are starting to wake up, see more of what's going on inside them, what they're feeling and knowing and realizing they have abilities. Don't you dare call them gifts. These are part of you. You own them already. They are part of you. This arm is a gift from Almighty God. No, that actually originally came from the planet. And the bodies have been self-replicating. That was one of the issues with the original first being male and female that I had. I told them again this life, before the fighting got too crazy. I said, these bodies have rights. You have no right to abuse them the way you do. And they said, nah, the shells we put the spirit in and grow them. We just grow them spirit, make them more of them so they can praise us. There'll be more and more praise. I'm like, wow. Anyway. So, with the quantitative electron encephalogram, I proved I can go into people's heads and actually my energy gets shown. As soon as his body's dead, the information will come out about the DNA. That's being held back on purpose. This will not be about me. And the other folks that are here doing the DNA ICUC, it's Deanna. And then Siobhan and Raj will be doing it. Eventually, there'll be a few more people, but if they're source and they're not arrogant, they will be doing the regular ICUC's intensive crank-up consultation, which does modify your DNA every single time it's done. This other DNA ICUC that I quit doing formally, there's people I know and they're on vacation and stuff, they're gone. They come back, it's a month later, and they say, damn, Jay, I've been saving for a while. I said, I know, and Deanna set it up. We just set up a few more. But I have to publicly Stop it. I don't have the time. I got to write this book. People say, Jay doesn't care. Yeah, I do. The sooner I'm out of here, you have no idea what I'm going to do for you. Some of the change I'm telling you is going to happen. It's going to happen because I'm going to do it. Not this fat, beat up, old, decaying body. What I am. I'm a janitor. But I'm the strongest damn thing there is anywhere. I'm the strongest thing that's ever been anywhere in creation. My energy's morphed 3 times, mutated. And then it just recently, it just got a whole lot stronger a few months ago. Like I've always said, there's no whoopee Jay. But anyway, there's information. You've never had access to your history. This information has never been anywhere. Now it's all through space. It's going everywhere. You'll find out about this in the future. Your children will, their children. The next 100 years is very important here on Earth. And it's relative to the rest of the community out in space. This new alliance, everything's, so much stuff's going on. Anyway, Deanna does have some stuff already that she bought that is going to be, I'll make some quick videos of it later. I have an ET video I'm going to do that's very important. No, I don't have pictures of ETs, catching ETs going through your house. Number one, you're not going to catch them. They know what equipment you have. They have subdimensional scanners, like little orbs. They're subdimensional. You can't even see it. They'll be right there. They put it in people's brains. I've gotten people to crank them up and seen one inside the brain floating around, subdimensional. It moves all around in the brain, but you'll never feel it because it's not really there. It's there, but it's not. It's subdimensional. But it talks about a bunch of them. As a matter of fact, let me get into this, into the book number 3 here. Let me get to the end of it. This new alliance that was created, I was there at the beginning of it, the open ceremony when they made up their own mind. Again, you should always believe what you feel is correct, and don't be surprised if you find out you were mistaken about something, and then you learn something else. Like, what do you do when you meet ETs, okay, friends from other planets? What would you do if they justified some of the stuff I'm telling you? What if they told you what I really am? Then what do? You get more data, you move forward. That's one reason I'm so, quote unquote, some people say cocky. No, I'm just as it is. I'm not going to hold back because I'm afraid someone will think something wrong with me. Screw that. I'm going to do what I know is right. I'm going to do what I know I need to do. I'm going to be what I am. So, in the book, this book number 3, I talk about the Anunnaki, the Drak, the Neantids, the Blue Avians, what they call the Blue Avians. Corey Good talks about. They're actually Neantids. They're not pretty birds with little blue feathers. They're huge ants. Ants with a bit of praying mantis, a mixture, and they're about 10 foot tall, the big ones. There's the Sepoian, what we call the Greys. They're in and out of the house all the time. Serpacient, they're Neantids. They're from the Neantid family, but they've changed. They're smaller, and they like to run around in space instead of living inside planets, living in the ground. Then there's the Illyrian. The Illyrian are incredible people about growing stuff. The Arcobian, they're awesome. They're in and out of the house all the time. All the time. Melee, she's Serpoian. She's in and out of the house all the time. Serene is the Sepoian. That's the name personal name she gave us. She's in and out of the house a lot. Melee, she's Serpacient. They're about 6 foot tall, ant type, thing with 2 arms and like, you can say 4 legs or 2 more arms and 2 legs. It's whatever. They're in and out of the house all the time, and the Arcobian always here too. The Arcobian are incredibly loving, beautiful people. About 4 or 5 foot tall, closer to 4 usually. Then there's the Subtralian. These folk have a rather symbiotic relationship with the Arcobian. I explain it in the book. It's not like they're attached to each other. They're close friends, but they've each had something to offer each other. The mantids is actually beings that are insectoid, that are like a praying mantis, almost to the T, almost exactly. And then and they have issues. Okay, no matter what any race is, it's going to be relative. Number one, to the actual body it's in, but number two, it's going to be relative to the spirit inside, who's really inside there. So there's some nice mantids, but they're aggressive, don't have a whole lot of feeling about a lot of things. Then there's the Enog, Enaugk. They're the ones that call themselves the Sumerian gods. They're aggressive. They're the ones that have been more abusive than anything else, cutting up livestock, people, abducting people, the ones that wake up naked out in the middle of the road, soaking wet, freezing, whatever, abusive. That's them. They consider themselves gods. More importantly, though, they want you to think of them like that. Then there's also the Draconian. These are people I'm immediately aware of. Draconian, I've got in their heads. I don't talk with any of them. I haven't met one I like, and I haven't met a ton of them. But whatever, I know them as a group. The Draconian, Enog, and the Mantids, I like that. Anunnaki, Drak, Nantid, Sepoian, Sapatian, Illyrian, Arcobian, Subtralian. Yeah, I've talked with them. So, I have a family member, a Drak gentleman's on the council. There's like 10 people in there that are active right now. There's 12 and 2 more coming, but right now there's 10 people that are involved going around doing stuff, and another 2 hanging back, and 2 more getting ready to come in. I talked about the Drak mothership that came here that was literally just barely smaller than the Earth. They're the oldest race. The second life that Lily and I had. We made the first Drak bodies. So, the Drak race is over 1.8 quadrillion Earth years old. They're the biggest, the strongest. Big claw in the back of the heel. You'll see that later. When they enter a room, people talk about the Anunnaki being strong. They are. If you have a room with over 500 Anunnaki and one Drak walks in, within seconds, a couple seconds, you can hear a pin drop. They're not reptilian DNA. They're dragon. Second oldest race is the Nantid. Anyway, the first book, the creation series, book 1, talks about how everything started. Original first being everything else. Okay, where you came from, the release of all the souls, all the spirit energy out there, talks about that. Book number 2 talks about after everything was created, how did everything work together. Talks about the war, quote unquote, killing your God thing. There is never was a God. Okay, take the word and just flush it, put it in the toilet. Okay. But God loves me. There's an almighty God. No, there's not. Nah, just spirit on the other side. Sorry. No, I'm not, but just an expression in talk. They wanted you to think that. We're family. We don't have to hang out together, but we're all family. Come from that first original being. And there's 4 more waiting to come out of the first dimension. Right now they're all locked up. One of them's not ready now, too. Anyway, so book 2 talks about all of that. Now, book 1 was written in 2015. Early it was published. Took a couple of years to write. Book number 2 was written in less than a year. So it was published also in 2015. Now, this new book be published in 2018. Of course, we're here, and it's not done yet. It took us from 2015 to now. Okay, it takes where book number 2 left off. There's a brief basic history of book 1 and then book 2 in this third book. Just that those people that buy this, they'll have a little bit of information. It's not the same thing. It's not. You know how big that book could be? Okay, that's 600 pages. Over 600 pages. Just to get ready to write this book, which is going to be, I don't know, a few hundred, I guess. I guess I'm about a third of the way through or something, and it's 89. I'm on like 89, page 89, something like that. But it gets you caught up, and then it takes us into the future, what's coming. I'm telling you about things that are going to happen, folks, period. Okay, I don't give you a date when all of a sudden some man is born in St. Louis and he grows wings and shoots cold laser beams out of his eyes. Come on, man, this is real. This is what's going to happen. This is where you're going. It's more of basic things that are going to happen. You'll see them happen. Your kids will see it happen. Their kids will see it happen. Their kids will see it happen. It's going to change and it's going to stay like that. I'm going to do this. Also, at the end of the book, about additional information, basic numerology, and it's a little more than basic. Earth and Ages timelines. Okay, that's in book 2 also. Moving through time and space. What is time? What is space? How do they get there? What are they? I have simple proof for how you go through time and distance all the time. You do it every day. Don't even know it. So then, what does that mean? It's nothing? No. You can learn once you understand something, you've learned more about it. You know how to apply a given situation to where you can do it better, do more of it, do it when you want, as you want. Okay, your body's metability flow chart. Metability. What the hell is that? That's your metaphysical abilities. Metability. So, does it exist anywhere? It does now. No, I don't want a lollipop, for I haven't made a word. But how do your abilities flow through your body? What body parts, glands in the brain? How does it happen? The pineal is how we see. Sure, that's a very, very small part of what I'm writing about. Where does it start from? Where does it flow? How does everything connect together? There's also understanding and feeling stone energy, and then there's a stone energy benefit listing, talking about some stones and the benefits from each one of them. Then I have my own little personal summary. Let me just tell you a little bit about what's in the book here, okay? This is going to be as quick as I can. This is the table of contents. The book's broken down into two things: physical developments and metaphysical developments. On the physical side, talk about how creation began, what happened, creation at the beginning, the creation of male and female, reason why everything was coming together, how creation grew. I explain all about, the way it's set up right now. I haven't finished. Things are going to change. Okay, section 2, chapter 4. It won't be any less. It'll be more. Section 2, how creation grew. Chapter number 4, who you are, this thing called the body. Okay, well, we do talk about that, but in doing so, I talk a lot about the Sapoian, 9/11, 3/11, and the source field. Section 3, physical abuse development in the third dimension. Gaira and the first physical lives in creation. And I talk about the development of spirit within physical bodies. How does this happen? You know, what's going on? Why do we have lives? Entrance of all the different types of spirit, creation's takeover. Why was it necessary to change the format? The Earth's, and then Section 5, the Earth's ruling Anunnaki families. Who are the Anunnaki? They're in our history everywhere. They're all over the internet. Of course, you know, the internet is a source of free information. It's you have to literally empty out a 55-gallon garbage can to find 3 little matchbox of business card size bits of information that are worth a damn. Now, who are the Anunnaki? Anunnaki ruling clans, the prisoners here on this planet, telepathy, astral projection, actual events that happened. These events that I bring in here, I've already put on the internet. You're going to find these. Other people are going to talk about it. When you meet some of these huge beings, they'll tell you, wait till you meet the Anunnaki ambassador. And he tells you that we're friends. He'll say, we're friends, I'll be dead, but the body be dead. What are you going to do then? Nothing. Just keep going. What does that tell you? It tells you I knew what I was talking about. And what's so good about that? There's no yay, Jay. This is look at you. Look at what's offered for you. Jay said this stuff. It turns out it's true. Hell, I'm going to go find out more about watching some of his videos. Maybe read his books. Find out more about what this crazy old fart in overalls was talking about. Because it's about you. It's about everything. How the Anunnaki here take over, the problematic Anunnaki. Anunnaki are cool, the ones that came here over 10 million years ago, decided they wanted to run a planet and slowly took over the different ages here on Earth. Human evolution on Earth. Where'd it come from? What's the truth of the Adam and Eve thing? Well, there was an Adam and Eve, and there was groups of Adam and Eves. What did they actually do? Why were they here? Colonization. What's going on with the colonization? What about man coming from ape? There's some folks here that were messing around with DNA, trying to splice gorillas and humans together. And I explain all that. The Anunnaki ruling clans, the prisoners, and then Section 6, the new alliance is created. 2016. That's when it happened. I was there. I was there at the beginning of it. I was told on October 17th, 2016. I was approached by my Drock family member about what was going on. To ear, the one Corey Good calls the Blue Avian. I got hit by a few of them, and of course the other side, telling me there was a meeting and I need to be there. And I was. So were a lot of other family members. You'll find out about that. There's a new alliance people were breaking away from the Federation from them being cancerous, worthless, abusive, destructive. It had to go, and it's gone. But for them to break away, they needed something they could really trust. Well, the Drock and the Neantids, the two strongest, oldest races, they said, we're doing this. We're backing it. But at the beginning, there was something else that happened. Something is spirit, source. You'll find out about it. Gold energy that opened up the meeting. Anyway, the Drock and the Neantids freeing the Earth. I told you about it. I'm even listing some videos in there about when I said this, when I said that, put on YouTube. I'm putting together a video on it and says, this is what I said, this is what happened. This is not look how cool I am, because I'm not. I'm a tired old dying fart in overalls, but I am your janitor. I'm creation's historian, because I was the first one to have a life, my better half and I. But I'm the thing that was made strong to serve and protect, and I do. So that's why I'm the one, that's the only reason I'm the one here writing these books. Original first being male and female, they had to be destroyed. They are. It's not as big a deal as, well, it's important. It's a big deal of creation, but to actually have done it, nah. That, just happened. The Draconaids, along with the help of others, they free the earth. There was a blockade, all kinds of stuff going on. I told you about that. I said they were putting up a large apparatus on a planet called Ceres. And between Jupiter and Saturn, there's an energy field you could feel. But when you got between Jupiter and Mars, close to Mars, you try to go through that, and it was impossible. It's not up anymore, but you would physically be destroyed. I told you it's going to happen. And then all of a sudden, all these videos pop up, and I told you people would be taking videos even with cameras. I show you the video. I show you the video. Or I show you Starship. It says meteor made 180-degree turn. It's even on Secure Team 10. I like that dude. He's really cool. But anyway, when you see it first come in, it comes out of nowhere. All of a sudden, poof, there it is. And as it comes in, all of a sudden something drops off. And if you look at it close, a big ball of light comes in, and then a little ball of light comes off, and it goes poof. There's an explosion, but it's energy. It goes this way. Okay? And then it comes in, and then it makes almost a 180-degree turn. And then before you see it crash into the earth, the guy stopped the camera. The phone is on the phone. So, anyway, when it was coming that close, I think I know he took his finger off the thing for record, had his finger on it, and just poof, took it off and said, "That's enough, I'm out of here." So they tried to get through the field subdimensionally. It couldn't happen. I explained all this ahead of time, and then it happens. One of the oldest things so many of you heard about. I said February of 2015, I reminded everyone that the animals were going to start leaving in large numbers. That, someone says, well, species come and go all the time. Yeah, they do, but not like this. And it's not divine intervention. It's stuff being done by the other side to control it. The animals need to go home. That's why I said they'd be leaving in large numbers, and then a month later it comes out on the internet, half the world's population of Sega antelope just dropped dead. No one knew what the hell's going on. It's, within about a week or two of flying around, that one person saw it, and they'd go home, and they talk, get on the internet, tell a couple other people, they go out and look, and within 2 weeks they realized about 220,000 Sega antelope had died. Just dropped dead. Male, female, children, right next to each other, boom. Then, so after that happened, a lot of people listened to me, said, Jay, what the hell happened? I said, okay, let's look. And I looked at it and I said, well, the bacteria was mutated, and instead of protecting the animal, it killed the animal. It's it's having the body attack itself to kill itself. It's a lot less painful than you think. There's no pain, actually. It's painless. A little discomforting, but it's painless. And it's when you die like that, you're made not to feel it. So it's not a hard death. Things are changing, folks, because they never should have been like this. The new bodies coming in the universes, they're energy bodies. You can actually leave it if you want. You can't just go back into it. But if you've really had enough and your life's going to 78 to whatever, a solid 78% of the abuse in all your life's going to be gone. It's going to be more than that, but just leave that there. So, you'll be aware of yourself, who you really are. You're going to have access to your real abilities as who you really are, not the part of you stuck through this body. I've also told you all that when you're spirit, you're very high vibration, smooth. And then when you're in the body, You're a physical mass around you. Physical mass will slow down other energetic fields around it. It lowers the frequency. You take a tuning fork, smack it into something solid. You listen to it, beautiful tone. Hit it again, you hear it, and quickly shove it into a jar of oil, grease. You put it in your ear again, you got nothing. You know, it goes. Rrr. Folks, what I offer you is simple information, easy to understand, because an easy, simple person told you, explained it with normal sense. Also, talk about the pre-reformatting issues expected. We're going through some of that right now. Format change. Earth's governments are flipped. Earth ambassadors, governments, public, the public, industrial, planetary. There's a list of them. Anyway, new friends in space settle in here. They do. They come here. Food issues diminish. Health issues, housing, monetary, commerce, interplanetary acceptance. You know, there's a ton of stuff. And then the Earth finally joins the new alliance of life. It's changing. Right now, it's kind of called the Universal Alliance, or the Alliance of Planets. Is a thought process to the name that's not normal for us. Okay, so you know, money disappearing. Membership having its privileges, how that changes everything here on Earth, but also there's 1,672 new universes that are going to start being explored. Then it's metaphysical developments, the age of Earth and metaphysical development, self-awareness increasing in everyone, everywhere. Your ability is going to go through the roof. How the human brain and body function metaphysically. I break things down into such specifics, it's nuts. How the abilities flow through your body, how the body conducts your meta abilities, your body's meta ability flow chart, or creation origin chart. The colors come off of different frequencies, creating different ores. Helps you understand. But when you're able to see colors, ores, and then you know what causes which color, then you already know what it's relative to. If you have that chart, that information, at the same time, you're going to be feeling it with your heart. So you feel it, you start seeing it, you start feeling, you read the information, and what I tell you is 1,000% correct. So then what do you say? Gee knew what he's talking about. So what does that do for me that I want to do for you? It tells you, okay, this is a good map. I'm pulling this map out because I think it's probably a good map. It'll take me where I want to be, and that's myself. I don't know. Not much J in there, okay? You don't take a map and call up and praise Rand McNally. Use it. It's there to use. Use the map. All kinds of stuff coming on. Enlightenment, the way people are going to start developing their own DNA. Oh yeah, we're going to start around the universe. These bodies are going to start being mutated metaphysically. And there's some freaky kids coming. Real freaky. They got my DNA in them. Dan and I have a lot of kids that are already born, and these kids are going to freak out. What they're going to be able to do. The new bodies that you can have lives in. And then is how everything's going to happen from here on out. Good, get off that laptop. Anyway, that's book number 3. It's a lot easier to read than the other first 2 books were. And the other first 2 books, come on, man. I wrote that when I wasn't just killing. The original first being male and female, this God thing. The angels, original first angels that were on top of you, abusing the hell out of you all the time. I mean, you know what the funny thing is? This stuff can sound like nuts, but when you start reading it, take your time, go slow, don't read it fast, please. I've had people literally say, "Jay, I've read it 10 times, but I got to read it again." I said, please stop. Just take a paragraph and relax. Book number 1, the editor for book number 1 was the head editor of Create Space. She called me up on the phone here at the house. They don't do that. She said, man, this stuff's nowhere. I've been reading since I was a child. I never read this. This information, I've never heard it. She said it makes sense. I said, well, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that other than on what I just said. It's information all of you needed. It's all of you that want to be yourself and understand what's going on and why. How come your lives have been hell? You have a little bit of you have a little bit of happiness, keep you going, but your lives have really sucked for a reason. And if you have a physical body, you have to have physical mass to keep it going. These new energetic bodies, just like the Fey bodies, but they're even less solid. They're even more energy, so you can use more of your abilities, and you go in and out anytime you want. Oh, no, you can go out. You can go in one, and you can go out of one, but you can't go, if you leave it, you can't go back into the same body. But you can, as energy, literally, easily communicate. You'll see everything on the other side while you're having a life. You're going to remember and know who you are. You're going to have access to 1/3 of your actual abilities while you're in these energy bodies. The telekinesis, the rest of that stuff, you're not going to need much of it, but it'll be there. You'll have it. You'll be able to condense your energy to make a solid body. You can float through a wall to make a solid body, sit down, and then get up and go. But when you make a solid body, you don't have a heart and lungs and everything else. Your energy. You just solidify it. It's like when an angel makes a body, and then you leave it. And when you don't need physical substance, when you won't need the physical substance because you're not going to be in a physical body, you're going to have, literally, all you can eat for a month. Excuse me, you're going to have all you can eat for a month by taking the energy out of one fallen apple and a thimble of honey for a month. You don't eat, you don't sleep, no pain, no disease, animals don't die, nothing. There's so much more, folks. It's in the book, okay? Also, Deanna got some selenite towers that are drilled, and we only have a few of them, but they're real nice. We have some citrine, but I help her find stuff. It's all her money. But there's some nice citrine spheres. They're a little opaque. You can see through it. We weren't worried about the polish. But they're beautiful and they're deep, thick, strong citrine. They fit over the top of the hole. Now, with the hole that's drilled is big enough, you take this huge piece of selenite. I should have got one to show you, but I'll do a video of it later. Deanna's got a bunch of other new necklaces and stuff I need to bring to your attention. But when I'm gone, she'll do this herself. She doesn't have the time to do this stuff. She's so busy. Anyway, so the selenite tower with a big hole in it, you put a big piece of raw lapis in there, put a big piece of raw star essenite in there, anything else you want. You put the citrine on top, some pitcher jasper is really good for that too. And then you put it inside the hole, put the citrine on top, take your hands like this, slowly moving towards it until you start your own personal energy. Starts moving, moving with the stone energy, and just relax. Put your hands down, you relax them on a table or something. And so your body has to be relaxed to do this, okay? It doesn't have to be, but it should be, and especially when you're first learning how to do it. And you just let it sit there, and then you start feel it working on your head. You can go somewhere, go to see something, do something while you're doing that, and that's cool. But just having it, if you have it right next to you during the day and everything stuff you're doing, your body's working with it. Your own personal spirit, your energy, it goes out to it, and then that stone energy goes into you, and then it starts working. What you could be at work, you have it right next to you, and the whole time you're doing this, your pineal, your hypothalamus, everything's going to start cranking up. You might want to take a piece of celestite and put it in there too. So, whatever you want, you can put whatever stone you want in there. So, Deanna's been helping me. She understands. She knows how to do all this stuff. I'm leaving this. It's her business, but I'm leaving all this in good hands. And there's good people all over the planet. Very strong, powerful source. Source that came from Lily and Arae. There's even some pieces of Lily and Arae. Everyone's here to take this forward. I had to come here. I had to kill the problem on the other side. They're all dead. They're dead. I killed them. How about that? Now things move forward. All I did is take out the trash. I should have done that a long time ago. It's amazing sometimes the insanity that we've all lived in. And when that's all you have, that's all you know. And if you can't see out through that body and use your abilities, you're screwed. People talk about, I saw the light in their eyes. Well, yeah. That's the window to you, what they say, the window to the soul. It's the window to the spirit that's inside you, and almost everything is soul, and that's beautiful. Don't you dare think Source or Essence is any better than soul because it's bigger or stronger. That's far from the case. Nothing's any better than anything else. If you ever start thinking that, please remember what I just told you. I don't say please, okay, but I just did. It's why? Because it's really important to me. It's important to your proper growth, and that's what matters to me. Please remember that although a dump truck and a Ferrari are made for different things, one's no better than the other, unless you need that one thing to function in a specific way. It's better to use for an application, but it's no better than the other. So, I've worked hard this life to make this stuff happen. I've done everything I know how. I had to wake up too. I've left proof of my money flow where it's gone when I had it. It's all there. My actions. Saving animals with every penny I had when I couldn't eat. I had to go to Costco and eat samples down there. And then my friend of mine, Nick, awesome Nick, he's my brother, and in heart. And he'd take me down to a buffet 3 times a week or more, 4 times a week maybe. Depends on the week. Because all my money went to the animals. Because the amount of money I had coming in, it's still being controlled. But not by the same thing. There's a difference. I'm not here to amass money. Deanna needs to have money for what she's doing. These stones are expensive. Wait till you see what she has to offer. Everything she has, I've cranked up. And she can do the DNA ICUC with no problem whatsoever. Her energy's strong. Okay, and Siobhan's going to start doing it. Her energy's strong. And Raj, he's just waking up. He's a powerhouse. He's Arae. Siobhan and Arae are both the 5th focal points of representative fields. Siobhan being from Lily and Raj being from me, Arae. And Deanna, she's from Lily and Arae, but 40% of her actual energy came directly from me. She's crazy strong. Not crazy in the head, crazy strong. She cranks up everything here, and so do I. And when I leave, it was imperative for this house to be paid off and the deed be in my name, because Deanna's on this deed. As soon as I die, this house is hers. It had to stay in the family. And products will be sold out of here. My energy is not just embedded in this planet. The field is literally part of me outside of my body. I'm not part of it, it's part of me. And it's very, very thick here. And as soon as I'm out of this damn body, it's going to be a lot thicker. So there's tons of stone over here. It's all cranked up already, but when anything coming in will be cranked up by me. Jay can't do that. This is a sales point. Yeah, I can't go into people's brains all over the world from this beat up chair here in Duluth, Georgia. Whoops, yes I can, yes I do, yes I've proven that. I'm not saying anything negative about her whatsoever. She's cool. I love everyone and everything. That's what I am. You're not the same thing out of a body as you are in a body. And you've been made to do things in this life and others that are horrific to you, just are not like you. Well, they're not. You were made to do that by those angels that used to be hanging on you. They're all dead too, except for just a few good ones. But no one's running around with an angel on their body anymore. They've all been taken off. When you do get out of your body, you go home, and as people are doing, they get home and they just like, where is everything? Where's that domineering factor that would always weigh down on us? It's dead, it's gone. Everything's better in so many ways, but the last place it gets better is here, and it's already happening. I never expected anyone to really understand me too well, or at all. I've never had that expectation. But I had my demand of myself to do what I've done. Because this is not just for now. 100 years from now, 40% of this planet's population will be away. This is happening throughout the universe, throughout creation, every dimension, everywhere. Change. It's not about me, and I'm not making it about me, but you know what? I'm the one doing it. I'm the one that literally created the environment. I'm helping everyone get there, and why would anyone want to get there? Hey, do you want to be yourself or not? When you get out of your body and you're yourself again, you'll understand it. Where's the praise for me if that's when you really get to see what's going on? It ain't there. How about that? Sometimes people think I'm nuts. Hey, I don't mind saying what I do. I say it because it's real. I'm not afraid of nothing. I have nothing to fear. The only concern I have is finishing what I'm doing, getting the hell out of this body, and continuing my work. I work for you. I'm your janitor. Your house will always be clean because nobody can kick my ass. It's a statement. It's my promise. If you want to have everything you want in your life, you're not in that body to have a life, to have everything you want. You're in there to grow, become stronger. So if that's your thought process, cuss me out, turn off the video, and go frack yourself. This is about your life being much better, about abuse being stopped, about you being taken care of properly instead of abused, and everyone having that same thought process of not being abusive towards each other, arrogance will slowly fall away. But the abuse is stopping. Something can't stop. It'll be deleted. So, if you didn't like hearing that, I guess, whatever. That's what's going to happen. You'll understand more when you're yourself, out of your body. But you know what? You can be a lot more yourself while you're in your body. I've been telling y'all for years, you have no idea how cool you are. I guess maybe it doesn't really matter, but you have no idea what you mean to me. I understand things more easily than other people because my better half and I started doing this stuff. We're from the beginning. And it was wrong from day one. Now we fix it. I'll do it. I'm going to make everything there for it to happen. But you got to do something. You have to make it for yourself. I'm going to put everything in front of you need. I already have. So 4 months after this body drops and I'm home, wait and see what starts happening. It's all about all of you and everything else. Every life I've ever had, that's what it was about. Anyway, whatever. That'll be hard for some people to deal with, and that's okay, you know. I just want to finish dying, get out of here at the body. Oh, one other thing too. This isn't our supply, it's just some I have here. This stone is awesome. This is some Danburite. Bunch of little pieces of it. We have bigger pieces of it. Different sizes, some more clear. It's got some stuff on the edge of it, different minerals and stuff. This stuff is nice. Danburite is a beautiful crystal. It's a very fast, soft hitting vibration, but it's strong. It's not going to give you a headache, knock you out or anything. Here's another little piece of it. Different, which Deanna sells it by the weight. We don't put, or she can't put here's a couple pieces, 3 pieces grown together. She can't take a picture of every one of these. Come on, you know, she's so busy. She doesn't hardly have time to breathe. And these spheres, the real strong ones, you put those next to your bed. The max power spheres, you put them near your bed, you're going to be vibrating while you're sleeping. Become metaphysically stronger while you're sleeping. You can hook up binaural beats. The binaural beats, I've got this stuff when I started waking up. I said, this is cool, let's look at this. I've experimented, I've learned about all this stuff. I did it on purpose. What I wasn't aware of in the beginning, I did it to wake up, but later on I started realizing I needed to do that, so I understood it better. The binaural beats work on a little section of your brain, and it makes you start to use your brain a little bit, but just like 2 different sections of it. This stone energy, and I take my energy, my source, strong stuff there is, folks. You like it good, you don't, that's okay. Doesn't matter. It thinks a banana's a banana and the tree's a tree. So I put my energy in it, crank the hell out of it. Deanna puts her energy in there. Okay. The only thing I don't have is a lot of female energy. Sorry. But Deanna takes care of that. That makes it very strong, very balanced. Put the energy in the stone, it's not coming out. But that star Essenite is so strong. And I explain how this stuff works. There's video, I think, on the internet about it. If not, I'll put one on down at thespiritualfoundation.com. But anyway, you take those things, you put them in the earth, it'll reach 8 foot away. So, children, women that are pregnant with children, it's all fine. Trust yourself. The field controls what happens with stone. The field has the same compassion for you that I do. It's part of me. So, while you're sleeping, it goes into your core and just goes out everywhere. It works on every single one of your abilities at one time. There's no batteries. There's no cord to plug in. They last forever. It'll never stop. Never. It'll never stop putting out energy. Your energy goes into it. It has its own energy. Why? Because it's energy that comes from powerful source energy. It's constant. Never stops. So it's good for you, all your children. And there's a lot of different kinds, because there's a lot of different stuff in there. And all the stones in here, they're a lot of the stuff we use is gem quality, period. Quality, period. So, and that energy I put in them, it never comes out. That's forever. So, anyway, folks, look, this has been a long video. I need to go, and started a while ago. This is long, and I hope I can get it on YouTube. But with this body decaying and falling away, and finally knowing I have little time left, I'm even more apt to speak completely frankly. So I am. The third book, it's not about me, it's about everything that's happening. And I don't go around through it saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's about what's going to happen. All the different things, the different folks we have here, the New Alliance folks, all this stuff's important. None of this crap's about me. It's about you, your children, their children, what's going to happen. It's about who you really are, who they really are. How to become yourself, and your life is going to change in such a way. And it'll be gradual, but each generation, they say that now, it used to be tougher. Well, technology made it easier. We're talking about things, abuse totally disappearing. Totally. Completely. You being able to use your abilities, being aware of yourself, seeing other dimensions. That's what's coming. And when you get the energetic bodies, it's just 1,000-fold better. If you were in a body having a life, but you knew who you were, and that you're really free-form, sentient energy, excuse me, spirit or sentient energy, and you remember who you are, so you don't freak out about nothing, and you know you're going home. It's like you're going to college or school on the other side of the country. You call home whenever you want. You can see, you understand. You know, that takes away major freak out. That makes your life easier. It helps you understand why you're there. You get more done. So, time for me to shut up. But look, folks, love you. This is all being done for everyone. And you're a part of everyone. Never diminish in your own mind and your own heart who you are and your self-worth. Never. Appreciate yourself. You're important. So, folks, love you. Take care.